what's up?
Kevin Samuels' untimely death caused a lot of mayhem online and discourse regarding the reactions to his death. His supporters were devastated. People built an emotional tie to him because, in a way, he helped them. He was like a father figure to those that didn't have a father and helped them become a better person while also giving them advice to build their life up. He created a community, becoming a voice to men that gave them the safe space to be themselves, truly speak what they were all thinking. The mixed reactions to his death were loud because some were sad, but others were happy. Some people didn't like the way he'd spoken to women, creating special terms for them like the modern woman, adding a new meaning to insult. He became a new voice of the online social debates and was diving into the culture as the Godfather. Even within all the hate, he was becoming a prominent figure, giving name to the image he portrayed. This video was in the making in the mind for the people who loved or hated him in the best retrospect. This is a deep dive on the Kevin Samuels impact. Now, if you are an agent of chaos and you only came for the drama, you can skedaddle your ass on. But if you want to hear an honest perspective and insight, continue watching. Now, we can't talk about anything black without defining what is black love and what it actually means. What made black love so difficult wasn't just what was happening internally within the relationship, with petty arguments and fights. It was also externally made difficult to peacefully exist within each other. The black community can sometimes be its own worst enemy, but I don't think people actually understand how many curveballs were thrown at us that truly made it so difficult. Since the beginning of slavery, black love was a privilege. Families were ripped from each other on a constant basis. If it wasn't for the need for us to procreate, we wouldn't have any true connection to semi-build a family. But even then, black love was in constant attack. In order to break a person down to conformity, you must strip them of the essence of who they are, their partner, their children. Whatever gave you happiness was a liability. Just the thought of trying to be loved was scary because you didn't know how long it would actually last, in turn creating more trauma. Then you have the welfare epidemic that basically made it a punishment for a woman to have a man in the home in order to collect assistance. Welfare policies, particularly those developed during the civil rights era, directly targeted black families. When black women entered the welfare programs in large numbers during the 1950s, state welfare programs began to establish regulations such as the man in the house, substitute father, and suitable home policies. Because it was already difficult for men to find suitable jobs to care for their families, it created an imbalance. The lack of opportunities for black men to find decent jobs coincides with the need for women to attain assistance to care for their family. This unfortunately created a myth that black women chose promiscuity and money over having a father in the home. These policies wreaked havoc on black families because local welfare offices sent social workers to visit the welfare recipients' homes, often unannounced, and anyone in violation of these policies were disqualified and denied benefits. But what they don't tell you is that in the 1900s, while African Americans were more deeply impoverished, the aid was given solely to white women. Because benefits were administered locally, rules frequently were created explicitly to exclude women of color as time progressed. You may have been accepted into the program, but it came with many restrictions that were predominantly placed on the black households, even though white people were the common beneficiaries. But you know, anything black related has to come with a sprinkle of demonization. The media fueled this myth that further led to a divide into the black household. There were parts that were true, but it wasn't solely just black women. They just became the face of it. With a lack of opportunities and racial aggression from the system to minorities, there was also an increase in mass incarceration, targeting minority men. Between 1970 and 1977, the percentage of federal prisoners who were black and Latinx increased from 27.4% to more than 38%. Then in the 1980s and 1990s, the number of black men sent to prison grew at a faster rate than the number of whites. The percentage of all black men admitted to state and federal prisons increased from 39 to 53%. This made us the image of laziness and promiscuity for women and criminal negligence for men. Procreating is a part of human nature. Babies were still being born, but a proper image of a family unit was not. Because this stigma was constantly reinforced, it became internalized and perception became reality. This is why shows like The Cosby Show and A Different World was so fundamental for the Black community, because it showed a positive, nuanced image of the Black family and what it means to be a Black person without the negative connotations associated with it. But unfortunately, internalized behavior unconsciously translates to the reality of some individuals that have been passed down through generational trauma, creating a lot of negative effects and behavior that most don't actually know how to process, that creates chaos among the community. Not having a father figure has negative effects on both men and women. Having a positive father figure often provides a sense of identity, guidance, validation, and can contribute to the individual's self-esteem and self-concept. Without a father figure, individuals may experience challenges in forming a solid sense of self and may seek role models or father figures elsewhere. Which brings me to Kevin Samuels. Kevin originally started out in the fashion industry but decided to go to the University of Oklahoma to study chemical engineering, but was diagnosed with cancer at 21, making him unable to finish his degree. In 2013, when Vine was one of the biggest apps, Kevin began to grow a following of his own through the platform. Eventually, Vine died on its own, so he moved over to YouTube in 2015. When he started his YouTube journey, it was completely different from the Kevin Samuels we know now. He initially garnered his attention from men. His channel was based on how men can level up in various ways, on how to level up with their fashion style, upgrading colors and garments to fit the season to look more polished and presentable.
Things any guy can wear during the fall or winter. A plain fitting turtleneck. The thing is, you need to actually try these on and actually size down. Size down multiple times if necessary, because the fit is super important. This is great to wear under a suit or with trousers or slack. These kind of particular rib ones are great to be worn without a jacket.
He valued self-representation because he knew the benefits of presenting yourself as high value by what you wore. Realistically, a lot of people don't know how to dress and don't actually have their own personal style. They just go by what other people are wearing. It is a fact that people do treat you better when you look like you tried, when you're clean cut and dressed sensibly. Fashion does have a hierarchy and you are judged by the way you look, and when you look like you care, people will also treat you accordingly. So he made videos to help men pick out essential clothing that looked good in all corners.
People compliment me on my suit. Man, I love the suit you're wearing. I love the suit you're wearing. Guys, I am wearing a white shirt and a blazer. I'm wearing dark jeans. But it looks to, at first glance, even if you stand there and look at me like I'm wearing a suit, I reinvented my version of dressy casual. What does that do? That means for me, when I go out and just do my regular activities, just like you, living your life, people open it. If I don't have to stand in lines, people tend to open another register. I get served first. I get asked questions. People treat me with more respect because I carry myself.
That's one of the reasons why he called himself an image consultant, because your image helps define everything around you. When he went on camera, I have to give credit when due, he never looked less than. Suit was always crisp, glasses were always clean. He was the pinnacle of the image based on what he preached. He pushed the power of hygiene and the art of smelling good. The majority of his old content when he first started out was really how to pick out fragrances, fragrance reviews, which cologne would be best suited for you, because when you smell good, it's easier for you to also attract women. It all boils down to women. Unfortunately, a lot of people don't necessarily grow up with a prominent father figure or male influence that's either not there or won't tell them what they need to do in terms of their own personal hygiene, the do's and the don'ts of basic care. And Kevin knew that. He taught that. Even stuff that was so simplistic, you'd be surprised at the people who truly need to hear it.
I double wash. I wash once, dry, rinse, wash twice. That's how my skin stays clear. That's how you look so good at 50, because I take care of my skin. Clean. I'll actually use my toner. Yep, it's a whole goddamn regimen. You're right. You want to be a good looking motherfucker? You want to stay looking good? You want to look like a beat up truck? Tell me that shit, nigga. Do it. Apply a nice dose of soap and spend 2 minutes washing your nuts. Don't just go 1 or 2 passes now, nigga. Wash your nuts. Wash up in the crack. Wash up under the taint. Yep, you need to do that. And then you need to rinse that motherfucker out, do it again, and wash down the crack of your ass. Yep, down the crack of your ass. And then you need to actually, and you need to look at it. And you need to wash until that motherfucker's clean. Then you need to actually point away from the shower, bend over, and let the goddamn water run through there. Yeah, nigga, clean your asshole. Into here, you actually dab it in. You don't rub. See, now I'm gonna tell you, a lot of you guys, never learned how to do this. You think, oh man, this is some gay fag shit. Let me tell you something. This is what men do and should be doing. Taking care of yourself is not gay.
His motive centered around helping men, especially black men, revamp their image and help navigate through life. This type of content isn't promoted as much, nor was there a lot of people trying to create it. It wasn't just about your image, but about your ambition, because he understood that when it came to being a man, your pockets and career mattered more than anything. Were you taking the initiative to actually put in the work and grind? The reality of the core essentials of being a man, and he was real about it whether or not they fit the mold of the reality that they were asking for. In some ways, Kevin was a father.
Are you ready to be a husband?
Mentally, I would say I'm like 70%.
Look here, man. See, the fact of the matter that you even had to split this into categories says no. Why can't you just accept the fact that you're not ready?
Yeah, I know I'm not ready. I know
Then
I'm not
get
ready.
out of the conversation. You're not in a husband relationship conversation. So why are you trying to get women to look at you in a way that you're not?
Because those are my goals for the future, and I understand.
Mother French toast. I don't care about your future. It's 8 years away.
Okay.
What did your daddy say about it?
What's that? My dad?
What does your dad say about this stuff? I
don't speak to my father.
Thank you. Because you're going at this conversation like a bitch.
Really? I'm
like
not
a woman. Because many times I've had to raise my voice and got to a place where I'm chastising because I've told you, you're not ready yet.
I understand that, Kevin.
This is what happens to so many young black men because we don't have fathers and we're not juniors. We are trying to become men before time, and we think we're trying to do all this stuff too soon. You're not ready.
I understand
it's a goal of yours. If you're in the 4th grade and the goal of yours is to go to college, you don't start filling out fucking applications.
The formula was relatively the same for every person. He asks questions and he responds based off of your answers. Whatever his response was his honest opinion, no matter if it sounded mean or not. It wasn't until his average at best video that he spiraled into popularity. Kevin knew that if he spoke about women that he'd go viral.
A lot of times guys don't want to hear that truth. We just don't. If I come on here talking about, female nature, such and so forth, and if I would start bashing women or talking noise, oh man, the likes and everything would go through the roof.
And he sure enough did.
I really just wanted some advice. I love your stuff.
I'm giving you advice, but you're not taking it. The advice is, ma'am, you're average looking at best.
After years of pushing content towards men, this video with a woman he called average at best was the breaking point in his channel. The video was brutally honest, but from his perspective. No matter how viewers feel regarding her looks or how her having her own business means nothing, that is solely your viewpoint and how you may feel, but it doesn't equate to another's liking. But again, this is all based off of his opinion. The domino effect of this is another example of how outrage sells. Negativity will always lead to more numbers than anything that is positive, and once this happened, Kevin decided to jump ship and move accordingly. What I do think we have to do is actually look at the bigger picture. Anything that has to do with misogyny and ignorance becomes a sensation within the black media. If you look at someone like Charleston White, he made a lot of mistakes as a teenager. He was acquitted of murder and served time in a juvenile penitentiary when he was just 14 years old. When he was released, it took him a while to pivot, but he wanted to do more for the community and be a role model.
In criminal justice, and right now today, currently, I'm a pre-law student at Texas Wesleyan University with 2 semesters to graduate before going to law school. I'm the founder and the CEO of a youth organization that's called Hyped About Hype, and Hype is an acronym for helping young people excel. And we traveled throughout the state of Texas speaking at a lot of the different Texas Juvenile Justice Department institution, juvenile complexes, juvenile institution, halfway houses. We speak at high schools, we speak at different counties, probation departments, juvenile facilities, as well as 2 days out of the week I volunteer as a volunteer chaplain at the adult parole office. speaking to all newly released inmates, offenders, or coming back to the Tarrant County area. Pretty much giving them some knowledge and some information about going back to school.
See, this is the thing, Charles. Like, I think everything that you're saying has some truth to it. It's just the delivery. There's no denying that you're standing for and by your people.
Well, here's the thing. When you're addressing evil, you can't worry about the delivery. When you're looking at the conditions of our community, you can't worry about the evil when you got kids that kill kids and say we smoking on Tuka. See, they wasn't worried about the delivery when these kids in Chicago were talking about smoking on Tuka. Mm-hmm. They weren't worried about the delivery. I ain't got no manners for no slut. I'm going to put my thumb in her butt. The delivery? I like girls kissing girls where I'm from, and that's on the radio. Girls on girls, that's promoting lesbianism to my daughter as we driving to school. This song they playing with Drake. Y'all worried about the delivery? These niggas talking about killing each other. That nigga Thug said, nigga, I shot at your mama. You don't mention me no more. He really shot that nigga mama. And y'all worried about my delivery? These niggas are confessing to murders on songs. And y'all worried about my delivery? The conditions of black sucking them, talking about booty holes. Y'all worried about my delivery? Come on, don't be hypocrites, black people. Y'all can't listen to this music if y'all so caught up in my delivery. Don't do me like that. And the way y'all snap and pop y'all pussy to this music, the way y'all kill and drill to this music, don't trip about my delivery. Hey, yo, Easy, why you wear your pants like that? I wear my pants like that because that's easy access, baby. Easy, why you talk like that? I talk like that to get my point across. Because when I wasn't talking like that, wearing a bow tie, y'all wasn't paying me no attention. And I was going to the Supreme Court changing laws and legislations in this country. I was working with over 50 U.S. congressional members, from Ted Cruz to Mark Rubio, Senator John Cornyn. I was on the front page of the American Bar Association Journal. I had done a study with News 21, Walter Cronkite School of Journalism. Y'all wasn't paying attention then. So, nigga, I gave y'all what y'all want. A ignorant motherfucking nigga that talk like them rappers. Now y'all listening. Now y'all paying attention, huh? I got y'all attention. Checkmate. Now let me tell y'all what y'all need to hear. We fucked up as a race of people since y'all so caught up into my delivery. 5% of children now are catching HIV from ages 13 to 21. What y'all worried about? 85% of the new chlamydia, all the new cases of teenagers. What y'all so caught up about? Nigga, only 35% of most kids in inner cities can read on or above their grade level. What the fuck are y'all talking about? These kids can't read. Come on, my nigga. So we gonna be real. Let's be real. I'm not bashing the black woman in her BBLs. I'm not bashing the black woman because she wearing eyelashes. I'm not fucking with the sister because she got too many baby daddies. I'm addressing men. Just like we abandoned no justice, no peace for George Floyd. Are we still mad about George Floyd? Are we still mad about police shooting? Is that why we not kneeling no more? Are we still boycotting the NFL? What happened to all these things? What happened? Nigga, because I'm still stuck on Tamir Rice while y'all stuck on my delivery. I'm still mad why he now motherfucker tore up the country behind Tamir Rice. Baby Tamir Rice at that. Since we so in tune.
And nobody paid attention until he started acting ignorant and going viral for his opinions. And by no means am I a fan, because I refuse to let the agency of chaos get me, but his online persona is rooted in ignorance. The problem with Kevin Samuels is that he knew the community he was creating, and that's what people had a problem with. If people want to hop on his show and hate watch and fall into the trap of being humbled by his words, that's on you. But as the community began to grow, a lot of men started having the same ideas and found joy in the obliteration, annihilation. They enjoy watching people get humbled, and that within itself is toxic. Kevin knows that there's men that hate women and there's also women that hate women, and he took the switch for the money. It's really that easy to see. Not all the time was he rude and disrespectful, but the clips that did go viral were pretty harsh.
How's he gonna get that?
Bitch, get off my phone.
Man, and why am I making light of this? Because you came on here lying.
Oh.
You can lie to yourself, but I'm looking at your pictures.
I know. Don't you think I look nice?
I think you look fat.
Your height?
5'6".
Dress size?
I'm a little bit, like
dress
I said, I'm
size?
a little on the thick side. So
dress
about
size?
12. Size 12.
How much did you weigh last time you weighed yourself?
About 170.
Bullshit.
We, of course, cannot continue until we address the people that called in. My sisters. I want to know why. Like, why? Just why? What was y'all doing over there? His show really goes the same every stream. He asks the questions, the BMIs, the age, the profession. It's not really that difficult to understand his stance when he said it on a regular basis. He was an ageist who didn't care about the educational background and income, nor did he really give solutions to women aside from lowering your BMI and giving guys a chance. Everything was as basic as it seemed, and you could have gotten your answer just by listening to him, not calling in. But the best way to make money is to feed off insecurity, and unfortunately a lot of women that called in were insecure, just like the dudes. Because if you were secure in yourself, speaking to him wouldn't have been an option. But in order to feed the audience, I do think he said outlandish misogynistic things that aligned with his audience views.
Yeah, 27, time to sell. 30, 50% off. Over 35 on clearance. 40, outlet. 50, Goodwill, Salvation Army. Yeah.
One of the many fear tactics put on women is based off of their beauty and their age. In my opinion, the biggest problem is comparison. I think the Black community compares ourselves loudly to other races a lot. Emphasis on loud. We are very vocal in putting each other down by comparing ourselves to Timothy and Becky.
On the panel, have a problem with is they either do not, but I don't think they can. I don't think women like Lonnie Love can get a man on Jeezy's level. And you guys know I'm not a big high value man as an entertainer or an athlete, but for this one, we'll make an exception. Lonnie Love can't get a man on that level. She fails the fitness component. Lonnie Love can't get a man on that level. She fails the cooperativeness component. So she has to get what she can get. And then go act like there's a problem with men. No, there's a problem with you, a diet, and a gym. You and some therapy. Old Fancy sitting up there. Wow. You're going to say that, Jenny? Yeah, do you not see that ring is as big as her middle finger? And y'all are sitting up there as two unmarried, unengaged women not learning a damn thing.
He was calling Lonnie Love a fat ass and praising Jeannie for being a submissive wife, and that's why she was able to get a husband while Lonnie will die alone. And fast track to 2024 and they're getting a divorce 2 years later. So all that talking points that Kevin prompted up to show the difference between Jeannie and Lonnie and why successful Black men marry other isn't valid. So now that they're getting a divorce, what the fuck was all that for? He damn near went on a 2-hour rant about this and it proved to be unsuccessful, leaving her like his other BMs, the washed up fruit he calls single mothers. It's a joke. It's a joke. Black men do marry out at twice the rate as Black women do, but it nowhere exceeds Black on Black marriage rates. But the agency of chaos is here to conquer and divide. Black love and Black relationships are still here, but it's quiet because they're at peace. The loudest person in the room doesn't speak for everyone else in the room. Just because it's not loud love and representation doesn't mean it doesn't exist. Now the Kevin that people grew to hate is a Kevin that professed to his followers the basic red pill wording spewed towards women. This toxic consumption was growing like wildfire once Kevin really took off. You have all these men with the same talking points spilling out misogyny and disrespectful banter about women over and over and over again. Although Kevin's goal was to help people, did he make dating easier? Honestly, no. We can't solely blame him, but he is a main factor. He called incels losers while also making money off them by feeding them this content. I think for a period of time, people were sucked into the online perception of gender roles in relationships. The main problem is we're listening to people who aren't in healthy relationships tell us the do's and the don'ts. It began driving a narrative that kind of pushed us further apart. Actually, I'm not gonna say us, I'm gonna say y'all. And this pile on hatred is actually a turnoff. Like, if I'm talking to a guy and everything's going great until he spits some BS online narrative to me, like their personality is based off of social media talking points. Nah, X that hoe out, we good. Kevin even said it himself, incels get lonely and they want female companions.
Many men today are living life as beta males with beta male traits. Most men who are incels today
don't want to be incels.
To sum it up, we all need each other, and when you listen to content like this, it makes you unlikable. Unlikable! And it made Kevin unlikable because of this. Some people didn't bat an eye at his death because the energy he gave out, regardless if his intentions wasn't meant to be taken negatively, was the reception. You can't tell people how to feel. And when he died, the red pill started dying too. A lot of these top red pillers actually started redacting their statements about red pill community once it wasn't at its peak anymore. The toxicity of this content consumption started trickling down to the point it was raising a lot of red flags.
Fuck the woman! Fuck the woman! What? No, wait. We love women. We love women. But not like transgenders. Yes, sir. We love everybody. No. Okay, yeah,
and the downfall began.
IRL streaming is what I want to do now. There's only so long. You can only do this for so long. Like, how much can you really talk about? Yeah, dating coach, that's hilarious. But yeah, it's like it's just so much more fun. I can't even lie. And let's be honest, the red pill is dying. It's over. It's over because like there was a lot of hype around this, like, oh, the Matrix, bro, how do we make it out? And then like there's this excitement, there's hype around it, and I got in at the right time, hit the wave at the right time. You know, I was red pill raging when the red pill was blowing up, so it was perfect. You know, screaming at a camera, wake up! And then now, like, okay.
I don't know exactly what it is, but when I look at a lot of the pure red pill content, I don't really see any hope there. Even if they don't mean it to be, a lot of it is so negative. It's framed from such a negative perspective.
Exactly.
And it's very hard to sit down in front of a woman with a negative mindset and impress her, no matter how amazing you are. That song by Cyndi Lauper is completely true. Girls just want to have fun, and fun is positivity. And if you're fun to be around, to some degree, she'll always want to be around you. And sometimes these guys are trying to learn all this theory, and by the time you learn it all, you're just bitter.
You're boring.
And you're boring because you can feel it, and it's in the air, it's intangible.
You're thinking too much.
Yeah.
You're reading off a fucking script.
Yeah, and it just all goes wrong. So personally, I mean, I don't watch much of any of it, and the things I do see, the occasional bits here and there, I just don't think it's going to help anybody. I don't think it's going to help anybody. I feel like, you know, there's so many things about being a man that are difficult to do. And truthfully, if you put your energy in the right places, you're going to achieve a bunch of amazing things, and the girls are going to... I know it's been said before, you need to be your own point of origin, and girls need to come on accident, blah, blah, blah. It's not about them coming on accident. It's just a matter of, there's a reason a lot of these game guys don't have long, successful relationships. It's because they know enough to talk a girl into sex, but they don't have enough to retain her. So it can't be the only thing you focus on. You got to focus on a bunch of other things, and it's got to be a small part of your repertoire.
And we're not even going to talk about her because, yeah. But the nail in the coffin was the demonetization of Fresh and Fit.
Children, right? That was great. But saving you guys is better.
Everything that rises falls, and red pill is one of them. It did leave a lot of damage, of course, but these ideas did start becoming old. The Agency of Chaos continues to try and revive these pathetic talking points and unrealistic situations because it's all a distraction. Making people angry about things that just don't matter is the easiest way to distract them. Like the Cheesecake Factory video. Bullshit to the fullest. And I don't understand how people don't see it. Skits have always been a thing, but dating skits with unrealistic situations are kind of lame. But for some reason, people eat it up. Another way to cause further division. We have these old farts fighting to be in office again. None of this shit matters. Kevin Samuels' impact is an interesting one. Although he did try to help in some cases, we have to acknowledge that he also did do some damage towards the end of his run. But that's ultimately up for you guys to decide. Comment down below on what you think about Kevin Samuels and his impact throughout his run. Make sure you like and subscribe. Toodles!